Right, hello and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day today, and if you're not and you need it, well, here's a big gigantic man hug just for you. Yeah, right, and another one. Right, so welcome. As per the title, today we're going to build a Fuzzface. Now this is a modified Fuzzface circuit. It's JHS Josh did a video during lockdown from his basement where he took a silicon Fuzzface and modded it. This is my version of his modifications. Okay, so I'll link that video in the description. Go check that out, full of lots of useful information. And yeah, we're going to be popping it in this today, which is a lovely white and pink splattered enclosure, bit of black hardware. On the inside, I have already done our earth loop. We've wired in our foot switch for true bypass. We put our pots in, jacks, power. Okay, the videos for this I will also put in the description. They're on the channel. I'll try to do that little card thing, put that up there as well. So right, we're gonna get going. We're gonna be building on Vero board, which is that stuff. Yeah, so the little copper strips on our Vero board. I have, you know, just coloured mine in and put the light effects on because yeah, that's what you do, isn't it? Golden rule with Vero. Remember, continuity. We are going to check continuity as we go. Cuts and traces. I will be putting the picture of the layout up on the screen so you can follow it. This is my layout. Now, I flip my cuts on, you'll see what I mean when I've put the picture up and I'll talk about it then. So that when you're actually looking at the copper, what you see on the picture is the bit you cut, because sometimes you have to reverse because they just do a mirror of the top side, but mine is actually reversed. Makes it a lot easier for when you're cutting, making your cuts in your traces. Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna try and keep this super fast, hopefully under half hour. Let's go. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, really helps me out, and also watch the video all the way to the end for some tone samples. That also helps with the algorithm. Also come back to this video for references as well, because you know, helps the channel grow. Want to put more on this channel. Got some bass playthroughs. Going to do some building of some Goliath stuff. You know, we're going to build through some of my pedals. Also, let me know down below in the comments any other circuits you fancy building. I've got a couple of Fuzzface variants. I've got a Mammoth bass one. Fingers crossed, I've got a board to work from, which I need to trace, schematic out, probably make my own board for a bit of ease of building. Come back to the channel for more stuffs. Right, let's go top down. Right, let's start. Trace cutting. Now, you can buy specialised drill bits, yeah, for this, but I just get a bog standard 4mm drill bit and I've put some tape around it. Yeah, that tape there gives you something to grip hold of. Means you're not going to rip your fingers to pieces. Job done. See on my picture. Oh, there. Let's go for there for the picture. Right. I can't see it because I'm just looking at a camera screen. I'm going to go there. Right. Now, as you can see there, it's flipped. So on this side, yeah, we've got like 3 trace cuts that are on this edge, but then once we flip our board over, we have to work out where them trace cuts are. But as you can see on my little picture, I've done it and they are on this side now. We've got 2 there and then we've got 1 there, yeah, which marry up with what's on the diagram. So first trace cut is 3rd in on the bottom row. So we're going to cut that trace. Yeah. Alright, now we're going to go 3rd row down, 5th in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always double check. And we got one above, one on that row, and one below. Yep. Yep. Now, 8th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, these are all in our line. We've got one there, miss a trace. One there, miss. And one there. Okay. That's our cuts. Okay, so there you can see there. And they marry up with the cuts on the picture. Yeah, because when it's the correct way round, we've got our main 3 traces there, double trace there, and a single cut there. So I keep saying traces in the cuts. Ignore me. Alright? Job done. Let's get the meter. Alright, meter set to continuity. Looks like a little diode with a speaker symbol on it. Touch the probes together. We get a beep. Okay? What I'm going to do is we're going to make sure that there's no continuity on the strip that we've cut into. Okay? Continuity in that one. No. That one, which we want. No continuity there. No continuity there. No continuity. Continuity. No continuity. I am just double checking every single possible combination that they could possibly short out. There's nothing worse than trying to diagnose a circuit build on Vero once it's all built and it's continuity because you've not cut properly. Always check. Always double check. Done. Cut's done. Yeah. Now I'm going to put some traces in. Now I keep an absolute ton of old resistor cut-offs in a little pot next to my soldering station. Yeah. As you can see on the diagram, we have 2 traces that we need to fit. Yeah, we've got one that's going in this bottom corner here, and one that's going over here, and they are both 1, 2, 4 strips wide. Yeah. Now we're going to make a bend. Yeah, we're going to go 4 strips. Going to make a bend.
Set of strips. Yeah.
You might not be able to see that great, but yeah, going through there, the way you can double check is you can flip it and you can check your cut next to it. Yep, that trace in there. Fantastico. Yeah, and then we need to make another one that's 4. So what I tend to do is I'll just pick anywhere that's got 4 traces. I've got 4 strips. Boom, boom, boom. We've got our distance. Right, now we're going to go 1 up, 2 in. There. Yeah, and then that one should be okay. Yep. Gap opposite. Right. Traces in. Soldering iron on. I'm using lead-free solder. Leaded solder gives me massive headaches. My room's well ventilated. I've got a window open. I don't know if you can hear the traffic outside. I've also got the back door open and the conservatory door's open. So, we're just going to solder in our traces. Make sure you give everything a good bit of contact. Make sure your heat's up nice for the solder that you are using. Yeah. There we go. Some traces soldered in. Yep. Snip them off. Okay, so that is our two traces. One there soldered in. Yeah, nice bit of solder. Nice shiny solder. Even though this is lead free, it's very shiny. I like it. Right, components. Right, got our resistors. I have no problem at all using Taylor resistors. Never had an issue with them personally. Where do you think Taylor and Mouser and Rapid and everyone gets their resistors from? Probably the same factory. Okay, yeah, we're going to go in first. This is going to be our 47R. Yeah, so we are. That's a cut. That's a space. That's a trace in there, and then we're going to go. What's that? So that's 1, 2, 3, 5 up. Yeah, always double check. Always watching. Yeah, you can always check with your cuts underneath to make sure that that's right. So now we've got our 360R. Keep dropped on the floor. That's it. I'm trying to keep this fairly quick. I don't want this video to take hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Yeah, so I've got our 360R there. And that's going in 4 to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's not too. It's not too critical on which side when it goes into on this side, because there's all that room there, which goes to Fuzz 2 anyway. Okay, so that's in there. Unfortunately, as you can see, in this layout, because it's super small and compact, we don't have any polarity protection or power filtering. So you're getting full bore, everything, noise, the works. Nah, it shouldn't be too noisy, to be fair. I think the last time I made it, it wasn't that noisy. So I've got 33K here, which is going in row 1, pin 3. Yeah, there. Then we're going to opposite our trace. See, opposite our first trace. I really maybe should put this on where auto focuses, but it makes such a cracking noise. The screen keeps freezing on me. Well, it keeps turning off. So we've got 1K resistor next. Let's go in down in this bottom corner, spanning there to there, the one above the trace. I always splay the legs out a touch, helps with stability. Got 82K next. 82K, which is spanning a 4 strip area, going next to the 47R, splay them out, job good one. Soldering irons on. Next is 33K, and this is the last of our resistors. Yep, so it's going in row C. Basically, we're 2 from the end there, spanning at 4. We'll push that through. Right, we're going to check, make sure that that is on the other side of a cut, and then it's got space next to it. Yep, it's all our resistors in. Flipping it. Let's solder. Ah, oh, no, they think this is going to die. Right, well, unfortunately, camera battery has died. I'm having to use my phone for this bit. Gonna be nice and quick. The camera battery won't take too long to charge, and then we'll get back on that train. So we've got our capacitors out now. A couple of electrolytics there. 22 and a 2.2. We've got 100 at NF. Miler there, and we've got a 470 PF multi-layered ceramic there, and this one is going to go in there like so. Actually, I'm going to do this on its own because it's such a short headed capacitor compared to the other ones. So yeah, soldered the resistors in there, as you will have seen in that little bit of sped up footage. And then we'll put now a top tip I'll give you be to get a pair of helping hands, which is basically 2 grips that you can maneuver. They've got little adjustable arms, and you can hold your Vero boards, but mine have gone missing, so I can't use them. Oh, the joys of having a toddler. Right, anyway, so we're going to go for this one next, which is going across here. Oh, that fits perfectly. Oh, it's as if I designed this board layout. So how's that? Right, this one is our 22. So as you can see on the picture, yeah. What we've got is the half moon grayer shape, which you can dictates there. That is the negative leg. There's nothing on this side, which is a positive leg. Yeah. Negative leg is going upwards. That's 22 there, which is going bottom row. And we're going, oh, it's only going up 4. That was going up more. Yeah, so that's going in like that. And as you can see, that now is at the top, which indicates our negative leg. So it'll just use it's a silicon, Fuzzface. It just uses your normal power supply. And then this one is going there next to our 33, so it's going there and there. Okay, now I'm not going to push that right up because the resistor's there, so I can flip that over. Hopefully it should stand, or it's not gonna. Damn it, where's my helping hands? Don't know. So I'm going to use a pair of snips to hold everything up. Hopefully you are more organised than me. Right, let's get these soldered in. Right, I take this time to thoroughly check your board. You're looking for any bridges between strips in case a bit of solder's jumped across. Now, we don't want anything here. This is a little bit of flux that's between these strips. Yeah, so we'll just, that should help. If you've got decent Vero board, it'll help keep that solder in that track. Yeah, so you just check, double check, triple check, best you can, that there's no joints, jumps, bridges. You can even run a Stanley blade or a craft knife between each of your between each of your strips along that flux there, but it will gouge out some of your flux. Nope, that's looking good to me. Right, on to our transistors. Now, here's my little pot of transistors, and we're going to be using these ones today. So these are BC209s. I got these off of a seller on eBay that claims that they are the very same transistors that Dallas Arbiter used way back in the 70s, or very similar to, and they are going to be our transistors of choice for this build. Right. Transistor tester. Hopefully you've got one. Right. Now these are all roughly 300 HFE. So let's give that a check. Yeah, slightly over. So our collector is pin 1. Okay. What I'm going to do is, once I've got, I think the silicon, they should all be 357. A little bit high. I want them both to be like low 300 if possible. Okay. Ah, 339. That's going to do. Right. So I've got 2 transistors there. I could socket these. But I'm just gonna go for it. If you want to socket your transistors, it's advised. It really is. So our collectors is pin 1 on these. I've left 1 in my tester in the correct orientation that shows me that which is pin 1, pin 2 and pin 3. Yeah, so pin 1 is obviously our collector. On this one it's this side, collector, base, emitter. Our emitters are going to our ground plane. On the picture you could, I should say, any NPN transistors should work with this. BC108s, BC183s, 2N3904s, 2N5088s, that kind of NPN silicon transistors should work fantastic with this circuit. Okay, so collector, base, emitter. Collector is to the top, and as you can see, we've got emitter, base, collector going in there. Yeah, a collector, pin 1, is going in the same slot there as our 33K. Yeah, so I've got as next one, I've got it orientated so that that is my collector, base and emitter. I know it's going in that orientation there. So we've got it's going in collector, base, emitter, like that. Yeah. My collector is in line with my 3.3, and if I flip it over, there we go. Our base is joining the collector of Q1. The Fuzzface is a fairly simple circuit. There are so many people that are smarter than me that can explain exactly how the circuit works. Give it Google and you will find that. I can put a link. Well, there's the JHS one in the description. Let's get these soldered in anyway. But I can put some more links in the description about theory and knowledge. There we go. That's one in. Like I say, if you want a socket, transistors, it's always advised. I am being reckless because I am reckless. No, I'm not. I am far from reckless. I check the street 3 times before I cross it. Yeah, I am definitely not reckless. Ah, shit. I have definitely put one of them in the wrong way around. I can tell. I think it's this one. Collector. How have I put that in the wrong way around, you moron? No, it's that one. Man, getting ahead of myself. Right, I know that this one's incorrectly. The other one's incorrectly. I suppose this could be quite a good way of showing people how to fault find. Right, so yeah. When you break an egg, you make an omelette. So, what we need to do is we need to get rid of that solder there. Okay? We'll use a solder sucker. Right? Man, I wish I had my hands for this. Right, let's see if it works. So, what we're going to do is we're going to heat up our solder. And we're going to get our solder sucker right in there. Boom. Yeah, and it's took all that solder away from that pin. Yeah. Good solder, good heat. Good solder sucker. Yeah. Again. Pin. Suck. Yeah. And we have successfully desoldered that component. Yeah. Now, I was looking at it wrong. Got my collector, base, and emitter the right way around now. Yeah. See? Everyone makes mistakes. If you do, don't panic. We could have binned the whole lot off. We didn't do. Yeah. Now, with Vero, you need to be extremely careful when you are using a solder sucker. Because too much heat, too much application, it will pull them traces right off the board and then you're screwed. You know, your board's pretty much knick-knacked. So, yeah. Whew. Collector base emitters. Collector base emitter. collector base emitter. Holy smokes. Might actually make it through this one. And that, my friends, is why I use sockets. Oh my god, I'm such a klutz. Right. Essentially, that's our board done. Right, back on the big camera now. I can see clearly now the battery's full. So what we're going to do next is we're going to be putting this, obviously, inside our enclosure. What we want to do first is we want to add our wires, yeah, and a bit of, I use 3M tape, foam, to stick our board into our enclosure. So we'll be connecting our wiring up. Let's just pots there. So our pots, okay, so we've got lugs, yeah, as you're looking at the base, so the shaft is pointing down, that's the base of the pot. Our lugs are numbered 1, 2, 3, yeah, dead simple. 1 to the right, 2, 3 is on the left. Yeah. So obviously with this, we've got Fuzz 2, Fuzz 3, volume 3. Yeah, so we'll be pinging 3 wires off here, which will be going there, there and there. On this side we've got our 9 volts coming off here, so we want a wire that will go from spin round my fingers there to there. Our in will be coming from here onto our board there, and then we've got our ground there, which will be coming from here. Oh no, it won't, it'll be coming from here. So if you look on no, pot 1 there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a wire from here, our ground lug off our power supply, to pin 1, and then our ground wire from pin 1, plug lug 1 here to our board. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that in there. Now I'm going to measure and cut my wires. Boring stuff, you don't want to see that. I'll come back in a minute. So there we go. Yeah, so we've got our 9 volt now soldered in, coming into that top position there. This is our input to the switch there. We've got our ground, like I said, which has now come off our DC socket there. It's come round to lug 1 there, and then we've joined that lug 1, put a wire there that's gone onto the ground connection on the board there. I did all this because it was just messy to film because I ain't got my helping hands. I need to order some, to be fair, but anyway, yeah, and then I've added, so that's for Fuzz 3, volume 3, sorry, that's our Fuzz 2, and that's our Fuzz 3. Fuzz 1 is not connected to anything because it's being used as like a voltage divider bias, so it doesn't need a lug 1 connection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my tape off there, which is my 3M tissue. This stuff is just so sticky, like it's insane how sticky it is. So we're going to stick our board down there. I apologise for the shaky hands. Just had some pretty insane news. So yeah, my hands are a little bit. Right, so right, I'm just going to tidy up that power cable, that 9 volt there. Just took you up and behind where you were. There we go. So this one is our input. Oh, it's actually not a bad length. Oh, that's my buddy. 2 seconds. I have to send something to him. There we go. There we go. Right, so that's our input in. There you go. I really should turn the volume off on my phone when I'm doing this. Like I say, I've got some news. Sharing it, it's a bit confidential, so I'm just sharing it with my buddy because I know he's the one who's helped me a lot with it. There we go. Right, so we're gonna go Fuzz volume 3. That's not a bad length actually, that. So yeah, this wire is amazing. It's on Amazon. It's good quality wire, pre-tinned copper wire. It's not solid core like a lot of people think, pre-tinned, but yeah, it's that stuff there. Absolutely great, silicon coated, yeah, so that you can strip it with your fingers. I have to use a wire stripper. That's going to be messy as all because I'm shaking my hand. It's just shaking. There we go, that should be better. So I always twist my wires when I'm trying to pop them through. There we go. Got a little bit of a sculder. There. That's that one in. I like to just neaten up as I go. Just a weirdo, I guess. That's that. So this one is Fuzz 2, so that's going into our Fuzz 2 lug. So I'll take a little bit off that. Again. So I was pulling on that wire, which in turn pulled on the board. Nothing moved, which meant two things. It meant our solder joint to the board, nice and solid. It also meant our board to the enclosure, nice and solid. Yeah. Go. Now, with solder lugs, yeah, you want to make sure that you are filling the entirety of the lug. Yeah, you're not just dabbing the wire on. You want to make sure that that wire is held in place, mechanically sound. Yeah, mechanically sound, i.e. that whole solder lug is full of solder. Now it's going to hold it, the wire, firmly in place. Yeah. There we go, last wire in. Yep, fully full of solder, all 5 solder lugs there, and that is our fuzz pedal done. Yeah, Vero Fuzzface done. Let's give it a test, make sure everything works. Okay, so moment of truth. Oh, I need to hit record on that, or else you're not going to hear anything. Yeah, so we're going through the Dolly suite through my door. That's a nice little clean amp sim. I quite like it. Feels like it's just on the edge of breakup. Right, now if I remember rightly, this is acting now as a bias control rather than a fuzz control, which gives us a load of like different textures. Yeah, so here we go. Let's a bit more volume. So, finished the Fuzzface build. Really chuffed with it. Yeah, so we've got volume and bias. Yeah, this will be on my reverb store now. If you don't see it on there, that means it's sold. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that would be nice. And if you liked the video, please be sure to subscribe, because I'm going to try and do a couple more DIY builds. See how they go. Yeah, and that's it. Right, thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Alright, bye bye. Man up. Bye.